Hello, my name is Claire. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I have a playlist where I have made homes for the different zodiac signs, and I try to do these sign builds during the same time as the zodiac sign. For this build, I'm going to be doing a home for Aquarius, some facts about Aquariuses, and some things I wanted to take from the Google search into the build is that it is the 11th zodiac sign. Their symbol is the water bearer. Their element is the air element. They are forward thinkers and love doing humanitarian work. And when I heard that, I immediately thought of one of my favorite shows, which is called The Fixers, where there are 3 to 4 builders that go into poor areas in the world to help them with needs. For example, they could build a bus and make it into a portable schoolhouse, or they could just be making clean water accessible to a village in Africa. And so I wanted to kind of implement that idea into this build. They are also kind of quirky from the Google search I had, and so I was trying to go for a lot of mix match furniture. I did also do a Gemini search, and the AI recommended that I use Eco Lifestyle and Dream Home Decorator, and it suggested to use the wind chimes from the backyard stuff, and so I thought, let's do that. Haven't used that pack in a while. I honestly don't remember the last time I've used that pack, and so you'll see the wind chimes in a little bit, but first we're just going to finish up the kitchen and living space. Aquariuses are the air sign, so I wanted to have a nice big open area for their main living space, and so we're just going to be working a little bit more on the entryway. I realized I just didn't fully give my attention in this space earlier, and so I wanted to add another picture. Probably fun to have a shoe rack in this entry space mudroom area, and so we're just going to be adding a chair and going to be finishing up that area for real, and now fully focusing on the main living space of the home. So I'm just going to be adding these chairs from the Dream Home Decorator pack, and as I was working on the space, I felt like it was just feeling a little cramped, and so you'll see me work a little bit on making the space flow a little bit better and have more of a better floor plan than what you are currently seeing. I do move the door from the right side to the left side, so the bedroom access is on the left side of the living room, and so I'm just going to be now just doing a little bit more adjusting in the living room, and I think I cut this part out already, but I did move the bedroom wall forward so it's bigger, and then I pushed the living room wall forward, so the bedroom's technically the same size. It's just the floor plan outside is a little bit bigger. And now you can see I'm working on this gallery wall, and I was mentioning that they would be collecting this art when they go do their humanitarian work, and I know that's kind of a big thing to be collecting several times a year, and it would probably cost a very hefty bill for transporting that through an airplane, but I wanted to use these new items that came with a free base game update, and I thought this would be the perfect time to use these pieces of its like mementos from their travels and just kind of like remembering of like the humanitarian projects that the sim is working on. So we're just going to be just doing a little bit of adjusting in the art, and I feel like whenever I do like these big gallery walls, it's like, okay, what do I put everywhere else? Like most of these pictures are from base game, but it's kind of like, okay, what do I put other places? So we are just going to be finding another art because like there's so much art, I feel like I need to balance it out. And that art is from the Get to Work pack, which is a pack I forgot to mention earlier, but that is another pack that was suggested by AI for me to use to have this kind of like tech focused aspect of the build. And so we're just in the one and only bathroom. Probably should have mentioned this sooner, but this is a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom home. When I first started doing these builds, I did have the original goal of just doing like a single sim or maybe 2 sims in each house, but I kind of forgot about that in a few builds. And so there's like multi-generational home, and then there's like a home with like a space for a toddler in another build. If you want to watch all of these builds that I have previously done, you can check out the playlist. It's on my channel and has all of the zodiac builds that I have created. So now we are in the bedroom, and we're just going to kind of keep it like natural woods in here, kind of light and airy, since it is a air sign we are designing this home for, and I feel like having these big windows kind of helped with that air feeling. And I do come back later in the video to add some bird pictures from the backyard pack, and I thought that was like made sense because birds fly. Aquarius is an air sign, and now we're just going to be making a custom closet unit for this sim, and I kept it open again for like the air sign representation in the build. So we're just going to be using these items from the Dream Home Decorator kit, not kit, it's a game pack. So we're just going to be finding some clothing items to put in here and going to just me making this a nice custom unit. I did add both of these clothing items in a purple swatch to kind of go with the bed, and I did go on Pinterest to find Aquarius colors for this build, and it was a lot of variety, which I found helpful because I didn't have to like make everything red and I didn't have to make everything blue, although there were color swatches that I'm like, okay, that is very blue. And so we're just going to be adding a mirror by the closet unit and going to be adding just a few more things onto like this lower shelf part of the closet unit and going to be finishing up this area shortly. Just going to be adding some curtains to the space for a little bit of privacy. Curtains don't actually like open and close, but I still wanted to like dress the window. So we're just going to be adding a little seating area and going to be adding another little window bench seating by the window and going to be adding a little book. I didn't add anything else besides the book because it felt like a little bit of a pain to raise and lower the book and other items to the ledge. And I know there's like cheats to like raise and lower. There's like the red shelf, which is custom content, which I don't really mess with custom content. But there's also the like shelf thing where you can like have the book snap to the shelf, and then you can move the shelf into the spot where you want the book to go, and I didn't really want to mess with that either. I know it's like very helpful tools, but I'm like, that seems like a lot. I don't want to do that. So we're just going to be switching out the plants, have a bigger plant in the living room, and now we are in the office slash tech area slash a hobby area. This area does also have a private balcony. I wanted to have this area be a little bit away from the main area, and this is built on a small lot, and so I couldn't really like go out more, so I had to go up. So we're just going to be making a little computer workstation for the sim, and then I wanted to have a lot of like technology themed items that like can help the sim with their humanitarian work. So we're going to be having this like cool like furniture fabricator, and I just kind of added a lot of items that I felt like that could go in a workshop. So we're just going to be adding a rug. I didn't add anything in the middle because I wanted there to be space to like move around the workshop area, and for some reason my ladder kept snapping to the elevated floor I have on the exterior, and so I had to lower the raised part of the roofing, but it worked out better because now there is more space to put out here. I have a water catchment system, and I have some garden beds. Both are from the Eco Lifestyle pack, and we're just going to find the perfect color. Want to have a little bit of a lounge area out here, and of course going to be adding some solar panels because I was imagining this sim practices what they preach about humanitarian work and saving the earth and just working on their technology. So we're just going to be now on the lower level in the backyard, and we're just going to be adding a listening area out here, maybe have like some outdoor meetings with their team to figure out the next humanitarian project they're working on, and going to be adding some art. I'm adding a birdhouse, very simple out here. I was just trying to like make sure I used all of these items to the fullest expanse. I do try to use a lot of items when I'm using packs. I hate it when I have a build and then I forget I used one item, one small little item from one ginormous sized pack, and it like is just that one item. I don't know why it bothers me so much. I just know that there's a lot of people that don't own every single pack. So if you want me to do a pack limited build, make sure to comment down below which pack you want me to do. I'm sorry if you suggest a pack that I don't own. I don't own every single pack, but I do own a good majority of the packs thanks to birthday gifts and Christmas presents. So we are getting close to the end of the video. So on your way out, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that would mean so much to me to help my little YouTube channel grow. And if you liked my videos enough, you can hit the subscribe button. I just want to say a big thank you to those who have subscribed. It does mean so much to me to see this little channel grow here on YouTube. I've been doing this for about 5 years, and I hope to continue to grow here. So I am also on Instagram if you want to follow me over there, and I hope to see you all next week for another Sims 4 video. Bye!